Silver is a depressed and divorced former drummer, and when he needs a heart operation to stay alive, he has to decide if there's anything left living for. Jonathan Tropper weaves a sad yet funny story in his newest book, One Last Thing Before I Go. Our own Becky Anderson sits down with the New York Times best-selling author in this week's edition of Authors Revealed.
Welcome to Authors Revealed. I'm Becky Anderson. We are so excited. We have New York Times best-selling author Jonathan Tropper here with his new novel. It's called One Last Thing Before I Go. Well, Jonathan, welcome to Anderson's in Naperville. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
So the book, it's a new baby. It's out in the world. It's only been out since Tuesday. So, you know, I'm always so curious about how authors feel, because this is your sixth book you've had published. And how does it feel, you know, putting that, knowing that it's out there and that readers actually have it? Not all the pre-buzz that people read. But,
I mean, this one is actually a big relief to me, because it took me a long time to write this book. I was over a year late. My last book came out in 2009, so it just seemed for a while like I wasn't going to write a book. And I was tied up doing other things, and I was, you know, struggling a bit, and you know, I finally sort of got in gear and wrote this one, but it took a while. So there's a tremendous sense of relief that it's out there now.
That it's out there.
Yeah.
So you know, I always ask this, and you're asked this question a million times, but where does the little germ come, especially for this story? Because all your stories are sort of about male angst, contemporary male angst of a certain age, and men who have problems, you know, whether it's family, it's individual, or they have some real serious flaws. I mean, all your stories have a germ, but there's a lot of family involved in a lot of your stories. But on this one, where did someone who finds out that he has something very seriously medically wrong with him, but he makes a decision not to take care of it? So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the idea for this book came one day when I was sitting in a pizza store, and there was a guy there. He was just one of these guys you see who was sitting there in a dirty t-shirt, kind of, you know, 45, 50 years old, hadn't gotten a haircut in a while, was eating pizza, I think listening to his MP3 player, eating pizza, and reading a book, and I just got the sense that he was a really lonely guy. I started wondering about him, like, what's this guy's interior life? What does he go home to, and does he really spend his days maybe alone, not talking to people, and what was his life, and what were the turns that led him here? And I decided I wanted to write a book kind of that was sort of a study of the lonely people. That's not what it ended up being, but that's sort of what gave me the idea of a character like Silver, a man whose life went wrong a while back, and this is his life now.
Well, Jonathan, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And congratulations on One Last Thing Before I Die. And we can't wait for the series on Cinemax.
Me neither. Thanks.
Thanks a lot. Jonathan Tropper, screenwriter, best-selling New York Times author, with his new novel. It's called One Last Thing Before I Go. Back to you, Jen.
Thanks, Becky. If you're interested in the full interview with Jonathan Tropper, visit our website at nctv17.com for a list of airtimes.